Across Kenya, schools are meant to be safe spaces, places where children learn, grow, and dream. But emerging reports point to a disturbing reality: harassment, abuse, and exploitation inside institutions trusted with our children's care. Tonight, we investigate how silence, fear, and institutional inaction are placing students at risk, and what happens when the law finally intervenes. The dormitories are quiet. The classrooms are empty. But for some students, the night is anything but safe. At a popular girls' school in Nairobi, parents are demanding urgent action.
The biggest concern that is cutting across is lesbianism. These other concerns are issues that can be addressed, shortage of water and things like that. But lesbianism, it's not something we take lightly. But it's like they don't want to speak about it. It's wrong in every context.
Parents told us the harassment had become unbearable. One has withdrawn her daughter from the school entirely.
Wametuongelesha wakatuconvince that everything is okay, ndio wakaturuhusu tuonge na watoto. Sasa watoto walivyokuja wanatu kila mtoto hug mzazi, lia, like 80% of the kids were crying actually. Mimi mtoto wangu amekimbia akinihaga akaniambia mami usiniache hapa. Mami usiniache hapa, and she was really crying. So namuuliza ni nini, ndio akaanza kunieleza mambo ya lesbianism yenye inaendelea kwa dormitory. Anasema kuna hawa form 3s na form 4s ndio wamekuwa wakimfuata usiku like wanamtolea nguo, wanajishika inappropriate, ile wanataka kuminitiate kwa hizo group zao, wanaambia ameiva, like wakiingia bathroom wanafungua curtain, wanavuta towels zianguke, wakiona watu wana kiss, wasichana na wasichana wana kiss. When they report it to the matron anaambia wachaneni nao, endeleeni tu na shughuli zenu. So for me naona na madili yangu it is not right. So natoa mtoto wangu, actually kuna wazazi kama 10 leo wametoka na watoto na mimi pia natoka na wangu.
Another, a father captured on camera walking away with his child. Inside the dormitories, a 15-year-old grade 10 student spoke to us through tears.
Like they come, they wait for you, like whenever they just see you with a towel, they approach you and they're like, "Hey, sasa umeiva, unaitwa nani, kuna jina rembo," and like they're so weird. People even open shower curtains when you're showering. People come with robes and bras. They leave the robe open with the bra, and they talk to you while you can see everything, and then they ask you kwani unaniogopa, and then like you just have to ignore, but some people still follow you. Like this school is not a good place. The teachers, when you report any lesbianism case, they don't actually care. They just tell you, you just mind your business. Like they know. There was a girl who was molested. They came to her bed, they closed her eyes, they tied her hands, and they used weird stuff to do stuff to her. And then in the morning, like whenever you report, they ask if you have evidence, and the girls who did that are going to make sure you're the one who leaves school and not them.
She describes a senior student entering her room, removing her bathrobe, and attempting sexual contact.
Once I was on my bed after classes, I went to the dorms. I was on my bed, and one of the people who stays in my room, a girl came to me with the robe open, with her boobs showing and everything. And then she talks to me, I look away. Then she touches me and she's like, "Are you scared of me? Just look at me, there's no problem." And people touch you and they want to see how you react. Yeah, it's just like they're trying to see how you react to it. It's traumatizing to see fellow girls coming to you and asking you weird questions and coming naked. It's just crazy.
For her, school became a place of fear. What this student experienced reflects a much wider national crisis. According to the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics and police records, thousands of children are reported as victims of sexual violence every year, with a significant number being school-going minors. Child rights groups warn these figures likely represent only a fraction of the true scale, as many cases are never reported. This is not an isolated case. Just last year, at Alliance Girls High School, investigating reporting by Africa Uncensored uncovered a disturbing pattern of abuse. Teachers forming emotional bonds with students and later on exploiting that trust. 5 former students shared their experiences. 2 reported non-consensual physical contact while still in school. 1 described a non-consensual kiss just weeks after leaving school. Others spoke of relationships that later became sexual, shaped by a deep imbalance of power between student and teacher.
It's difficult to talk about, and especially for teenage girls, because there's a socialization that when something like this happens to you, the instinct is like it was your fault, right? What did you do to attract this kind of attention? Instead of why is this person doing this to this girl, right?
Data from DCI crime reports and child protection organizations show that abuse in school settings is often committed by people known to the child. Alleged perpetrators in school-related sexual abuse involve teachers, non-teaching staff, fellow students, and others.
There was a lot of fear that no one would believe them, and that which perpetuates the silence and the silencing. But I've spoken to all my sources since the story came out, and they are all so happy that that the silence has been broken.
Efforts to hold institutions accountable often falter. At Alliance Girls, board members initially expressed shock, then asked journalists to delay publication, citing concerns over the school's reputation.
The survivors, the perpetrators, the bystanders, the admin, everyone kind of had the same interest in some ways of perpetuating these silences because of the culture of like the institutional might.
Despite the scale of abuse, accountability remains rare. Child rights organizations estimate that only a small percentage of reported cases involving minors ever reach court, and even fewer result in conviction.
This is not just a story about Alliance Girls. It's about so many schools, and since the story came out, there's so many people have come forward to name other schools, even to name other suspects. And I hope the authorities who monitor the social networks for dissenting voices can now put those tools to good use and actually use that as tip-offs for investigations.
Yet the law is clear. Article 53 of the Constitution and the Children's Act place the best interest of the child above all else. The Sexual Offence Act criminalizes defilement and abuse of trust. The Teachers Service Commission's Code of Conduct strictly prohibits sexual relationships, harassment, or coercion involving learners. And when the law is enforced, justice is possible. Just recently in Thika, former deputy head teacher John Kamau was sentenced to 28 years in prison for defiling a 13-year-old pupil. The court found the minor's testimony credible, supported by medical and witness evidence. Kamau's position of authority made consent legally irrelevant.
The court had to put the said sureties in custody for several times. Therefore, to the court's mind, the accused is clutching at straws. The sentence passed by the trial court on the 2nd of December 2025 shall take effect immediately. The accused shall serve 28 years in custody as sentenced. That is the order.
For many survivors, justice never comes. Teachers are transferred, cases are quietly closed, trauma lingers. Some parents are no longer waiting.
Nimemtoa, wamemkataza kuingia dormitory kuchukua vitu. Zenye tumeweza kuchukua ni backpack yake, but we are going. Hizo kama wataturegeshea, hawataturegeshea, but madili ya mtoto wangu hairuhusu. Hata si madili. Mzazi yoyote akisikia hiyo harassment hao anapata hawezi kubali.
Another parent echoed the same concern.
Like today their parents have seen me, I just came and I'm surprised. I'm seeing people leaving, but it's so hurtful. Yes, and you'd want the person you've left in charge of your child to own up and say, I'm doing something about it. Yes.
Students are left navigating fear and isolation.
When someone is not willing to do what they want, then there's some sort of coercion, which now that is not right. Because when there's coercion is when it now does sexual harassment.
Justice demands more than policy. It demands action, decisively and consistently. The thicker conviction shows the law can work. The Alliance Girls investigation shows the cost of silence. The question remains, will authorities act before more students are harmed?
People here have piercings, they have tattoos, they pierce themselves in schools with home science pins. Like, people have waist beads in school, and teachers know, but they don't care.
Every child deserves safety in school. Every student deserves the freedom to learn without fear. And when institutions fail to protect them, the consequences are not just immediate. They are generational. Fatma Chidagaya, K24.
Well, one